When a child knocks on your door dressed as a superhero, they are participating in a historical tradition that stretches back centuries. The European customs of mumming and guising are the direct, historical predecessors to modern-day trick-or-treating. These practices were not initially about plastic buckets of candy, but about blurring social boundaries, spiritual protection, and collecting vital resources before winter. The practice begins with the ancient Celts on Samhain. Here, people didn't just dress up, they wore terrifying masks and animal skins to disguise themselves. This was purely protective, by appearing to be one of the roaming spirits or fairies. A person hoped to avoid capture or harm in the night, when the veil was thin. Survival was the goal, not a reward. This early costume was primitive and fearsome. This evolved into organized performance. Mumming in medieval Europe involved masked participants, known as mummers, traveling between houses and performing short plays, often centered on themes of death, resurrection, or simple comic struggles. Their reward was typically not coin, but ale, food, or other provisions needed to survive the lean winter months. The reward was tied to charity and entertainment. The tradition shifted with the season of All Hallowtide in Ireland and Scotland. Guising, from disguising, became common. Children would dress up and go house to house, but they were often seeking soul cakes, small sweet buns given in exchange for the child's promise to pray for the deceased family members of the household. This practice, known as souling, tied the disguise to a spiritual duty. When the customs reached America, the context changed. Costumes remained, but their function became entirely recreational. In the early 20th century, costumes were still largely homemade, emphasizing scary or acrobat themes like ghosts, hobos, and clowns. However, after World War II, the rise of mass production and the influence of Disney and Hollywood, the custom exploded. Costumes shifted from being homemade, frightening disguises to commercially produced reflections of popular culture and fantasy. Today, whether a child dresses as a superhero or a video game character, they are honoring a lineage that started with a survivalist fear of spirits, passed through a charitable duty for souls, and ended as a vibrant expression of the modern fantasy world.